Hi, my name's Chris and we are JCD. In this week's episode, we unblock a drain with years worth of mud and silt. Me and Adam start filming our advert for our social channels and I head down to Brighton for one of our largest ever duct cleaning projects. Let's roll the footage. Good morning YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Monday morning we are down in the beautiful Brighton in Kent. For those of you that are keen viewers, and that should be all of you by now that subscribe to the channel, you may have remembered I was at this job not long ago clearing out some rainwater lines, and then we realised that the two at the very end before they go into the river were full of mud and debris. So we gave the customer a price to clear them two manholes out, which they have accepted. So I am here today. I'm going to do this. Hopefully this should only take me a couple of hours to do. Once I've done that, then I've got two surveys to get to. One for a pest control client of ours where we're just checking that there's no rats or mice getting in the drain lines, in a stack actually for a block of flats. So there's that, and then we've got another survey where they believe they've got some root ingress. So we'll just go down there, have a look. If they have, we'll have to give them a price and get back and do that on another day. So I've just got here, got the tools out, so we are going to get started. Let's go Monday. Tools of the trade for the day. You can see the channel through the middle. Evidence. Drain rod number one. Wonder how many it is we can take out of these lines before the end of the day. You can see the drain line. And what happens is we'll jet that out after, just to make sure the entire line is nice and clear. We've got to go over to the other manhole over there now and repeat the process. So we're moving on to manhole number two. Looks like there's a broken manhole lid in there, on the top there. See that? Right, let's get going. Same again. Capri Sun? Anyone? Right, that's mud. So we've got the two, I've got to stop saying so before, haven't I? Anyway, so we'll say anyway instead. We've got these two manholes dug out now. You can see the runs at the bottom. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get the jetter down here and we're going to jet through these lines. What I do is loosen up all the mud and push it towards the ravine that is the other side of here. I'm going to have to fill up the van though. I was had a call out Saturday night, which was absolutely a nightmare. Care home, typical. You can imagine what goes down the drains at a care home. Incontinence pads and whatever. It took, the access was terrible, which is never helps. And it's always on a Saturday night we get the rubbish ones. It took me around 3.5 hours to do, to be honest. So I didn't get home till sort of 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then we've got a busy week, which is never ideal. But anyway, so we're going to go fill the van up. We're going to get the jetter down here, jet these lines out, and then they should be good for the customer. So I'll quickly show you this one that I've just finished up. So you can see the track at the bottom there. Obviously, as I say, we're going to get a jetter out, clear that out first. All the mud, so we'll get rid of that. So that's the hard part done. Now we'll go and get the jet ahead, and we'll get all this mud cleared and just make sure it's clear down to the ravine. So let's go get the jetter full up. Right. See you guys in a minute. So we've got the hose out. Luckily, look, you can see it's all the way out. So luckily, I think we've got enough just to get to where we need. So nice to have a bit of luck on a Monday morning. So I'm just going to wait for the van to fill up for 5 minutes. Good pressure here, so it shouldn't take that long. I'll wait for that to fill up, and then what we'll do, we'll put the jet in nose in the lines and just make sure we run it across all the way, both ends, just to make sure it's clear and free flowing. And then this job has been a wrap. So let's get over in the field and see and make sure these lines are clear of all the debris that they should be. That's one line jetted out, so we've got it from where to the second one. So we've just got to do one more, which goes from the first one we were at to the second one, and then this job is a good one. And just like that, we finished. Done all the lines. They're flowing a lot better. Still a little slow, but you know the line's been full of mud and silt and debris for years. But it's bellowing away compared to what it was, not holding any water. So that is what we wanted to achieve. So I've just got to pack up now, put all the hose away, wipe it all down, and then I am going to head over to our second job. So let's get this hose put away. That wraps up our work over in Bodham, guys. We're going to jump back in the van now that I have packed up and washed down, and we're going to head over to our next job and see what that has in store for us. Let's go. We have arrived at our second job. This job is in Canterbury for a letting agent that we've worked with on a few occasions. We've got a property here. It's multi-tenanted, I believe, and apparently they've got a slow running drain, so we think it might be root ingress. So we're just going to give the customer a knock, get round the back, and we'll have a look and see what the problem is. Hello, mate. I've come to look at that drain. Yeah.
Did you want to go around the back?
Yes, please.
Like
Lovely. Thanks, mate. Got a chamber there.
Yeah, that's the only chamber we've got there.
Right. Okay. And so what's the issue? What? Tell me.
What happened was the toilet started when we flushed it.
Yeah.
It started raising up.
Okay.
And then
Going slowly. Right.
And then it would come up and then slowly go down.
Yeah.
Then it just went whoosh and it'd take all the water out of it.
Right. Okay.
Called Southern Water because in fact they came round first and
Yeah.
said, "You got a problem with your drain?" And I said, "Well, actually, told him what's going on."
Yeah.
He had to look at it and it was like pretty much full
Okay.
of sewage.
Yeah.
He arranged for someone else to come along. They came along a couple of days later with a camera.
Yeah.
And they lifted it up. And I said to him, "Well, I think what happened was we had a bath and it's just whoosh and gone.
Yeah.
He put the camera down, and the drain apparently goes that way up.
Right.
And they said about 5 to 6 metres underneath the shed.
Yeah.
He showed us on the screen. There was like a black, and it was so straight. He
Yeah.
said, it don't look like a. He said it could be a root.
Yeah.
He said, but it's so straight. It could be a cable. Could be
Right.
anything.
Okay. I think they just want me to firm up what it is, and then
Yeah.
we'll have to remove it. That is, I'll tell you what that is. This is a coupling. These are connected. Look how close they are, right? That's open. So this is when you get a coupling, it's about that long. I'll probably teaching you to suck eggs. Inside there'll be a rubber seal to seal at each end. That's the rubber. Yeah. So what's happened? It's been pushed in. The rubber's come loose, and it's just hanging there. So we've got a 4-inch foul water line here. As you can see on the camera there, the connection or the joint, the rubber has come loose and it is in the drain line, which is catching tissue, etc., causing a soft blockage. So what we'll do, we'll put a half metre 110mm patch repair in there and reseal the joint and remove the rubber. Right, take care, mate. See you soon. Nice quick win for that particular job. Say a regular letting agent of ours. Customers had some issues. Keep sort of toilets draining slowly. What's happened is the rubber seal that seals joints together has come loose, and as a result it is flapping in the middle of the drain line, which is causing bits of tissue to get stuck on it. And he said it's funny because the pressure builds up and then it's sort of all of a sudden I can hear it release, and that's because it's on a flimsy piece of rubber. The tissue builds up and then the weight of the water behind it will then force it to go. So yeah, quick win, but it's going to need patching. So we'll give the customer a price to do that, and then we'll have to get out here sometime next week and put half a metre patch repair in it. So that one was nice and easy. We've got one more survey to do today, and then I have got to go over to one of our schools to help with a shift over there because we are staff short there. So we'll jump in the van now and head over to Kings Hill, where the next repair is, West Malling, and have a look and see what we can survey over there. This one is for potential rats, so we'll have a look and see what's going on.
By worsening workers' rights. It's not the way to go.
We have just arrived over to West Malling, Kent. We are a block of apartments. Nightmare to find, to be honest, but anyway, we found it now. So we've got to survey this particular block that you can see behind me here, because they have had a report of rat or pest ingress. So we're going to check all the manholes that serves as a soil stack, which must be this side given the windows are all frosted. So we're going to do that today, service up to the top, put the camera up there and see what we can see and advise if we think that there is any rat ingress. So let's go get the camera out and see what we can find. This is mouse droppings. There, here, and I don't know if you can see it, but in that far line there is mouse droppings. So straight away I can see that there is evidence of pests in these lines without even surveying them. The camera isn't even turned on yet. But this is the lady's line who reported the issue, so we'll survey this line and we'll try and push it all the way up her stack to make sure it's closed, because she seems to be getting a lot of the noise. The gentleman that lives in flat number 1 has come out. You always get people come out and see you when you start lifting drains up and things like that, but it's good to see. So he is not getting any noise or anything like that, so we'll put the camera down there and see what happens. Let's go. We are literally going up this lady's soil stack now. There's a connection on the left, so that'll be for one of the flats. So we have surveyed the lines. I have surveyed the stacks as well. There's quite a lot of fat in the lines, to be fair, which doesn't help when it comes to rats, but I can clearly see evidence of rats being in the drain, so we'll make a recommendation to put some rat walls in there, which are basically a one-directional flap, so that if a pest comes out it can't come back in because the flap shuts down. So yeah, I'll make some recommendations. To be fair, there's a couple of on the stacks, there's a couple of repairs that could be done, but we're not here to quote for that in particular. So yeah, it seems like a bit of a problem location, to be honest, but we'll make recommendations to the customer and see what they want to do. That wraps up Monday. I am now heading over to one of our school contracts. So I've got to help out on a project over there, and then tomorrow we have a super busy day. We've got a big job starting, a big warehouse clean, which I keep swearing I'll never do again, but this one is internal cold store, but it's quite a big one. For a well-known company in the local area, so it's nice to have under the belt. Let's just hope all the staff turn up. There's 5 of us on this job, and then me and Adam are going to go over there as well, and we'll do a standalone video for that one. So that wraps up Monday, guys. As always, I will catch you nice and early in the morning. So we made it to Tuesday. Long week already. We are at one of our school locations. Me and Adam are going to finish putting together that ad that you see us start in last week's episode. So we're here at one of our schools. We've got to help out one of the ladies here, and we're also going to film content for the ad, and then we're going to nip over to one of our office locations. We're going to get a scene over there, and then we've got a large warehouse clean that starts tonight. We're cleaning a transit centre. Basically it's a big cold store where they keep cold food, fruits, etc., and we've got to do a full clean down to all the walls and ceiling. So we've got a 5-man team over there today. We'll be doing a standalone video for that. I've been in the office this morning just catching up on some bits and pieces, and now it's about 4 o'clock, 4ish? Yeah, about 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, so we're just going to take some stock out of school, give them a hand and get this ad filmed. But we'll take you around and see what the day holds. Oh boy, look at me. Quite handy that. Press that button, locked. So we have just finished over at one of our primary schools. We couldn't film because obviously there's still children in the school. The safeguarding officer, as always, gets concerned when cameras start coming around, but me and Adam have been here. We gave the guys a hand here. Now we have just put down the educational part of our ad that we're filming. We're going to jump back in the car now. We've finished up here. The time is 5 to 6, and we're going to head over to one of our commercial cleaning counts, get a piece of footage over there. Only a small sip hit, but something we need to get. So we'll head over there, do that, and then we're going to head over to that warehouse clean we've got to start. So let's jump back in the car. So we've just arrived over in Paddock Wood at one of our contracts. We've got a new starter here. He started yesterday, I believe, so I just had a quick catch up with him, just made sure he's okay. It's quite a big building, this one, so he's still finding his way around, which is understandable. But I've just shown him a few bits and pieces that I like to look out for, fingerprints on glass, etc. But he seems to be getting on okay, so we'll keep an eye on him and support him over the next couple of days and see how he's going. We're upstairs in one of the large offices. We're going to put a bit down for our ad now, and then once we've done that, we're going to head over to Marden, which is in Maidstone, where we've got our large warehouse clean starting tonight. So I'm just going to go over there and make sure that starts okay, and we're going to put down a standalone video for that. So let's put this second part of the ad down. JCD's commercial cleaning services cover a wide variety of sectors, including but not limited to offices. So, oh fuck's sake, I've got to stop saying so, it annoys me in the video. Right, let's think of something else to say. I'll just say, right, ready? We are now over in Marden in Kent. This is a new client to us. They are a cold storage and transit company based in Marden. Now what they've got here is effectively a large cold store that you can see us standing in. We are conducting a clean to all the walls and the ceiling in this whole room. Now the job, we had priced to do all the other, there are rooms off this particular room, and we'd priced the floor as well. So we gave them a wide range of services that we can do. Today is the first day here. We did try and start this job in August, but August is a busy time for cleaning companies with schools, lots of other stuff, people on holiday, and as I mentioned on the channel 4,000 times already, finding staff is notoriously difficult. So we've managed to get some guys together. We've got 5 guys on this job for 2 nights. We may branch into a 3rd night. We need to see how it goes, because the problem with jobs like this is, although I can go around and survey it, give a rough estimate of how long it's going to take, until you actually get going on the ground, you don't really know. So the boys have started already, they've made some good progress. They're going to be here all night. They're going to be here till 3, 4 in the morning, and they're here tomorrow as well. So we're going to do a standalone video on this one, just making sure the guys are okay. I've come to see the client, do a bit of PR. He's happy with what's going on. So let's go and see what the guys are up to. Gonna get my new top all dirty. Luckily it's only from Next. Us business owners are rich, aren't we? That's why I've got to wear Next shirts.
I bet you.
Right.
When's it got to be finished by?
Yeah, look, don't even know when it's got to be finished by.
When's it got to be finished by?
So for those of you that don't know to the channel, this is James. This is the J in JCD. He doesn't do particularly much, but he's decided to turn up today. He reckons he's going to have this job done in 2 days. So
I'll shake his hand like a man.
We've got it on camera.
£100 bet.
Come tomorrow.
This will be done within
come
2
tomorrow
days.
night. This job's going to be finished. So that's the plan. How's it going, mate? So we are at the warehouse job. The boys are powering through it. The results look good. Ceiling looks good. It's just one of those jobs where you just got to keep going. Just keep the momentum up. Make sure the guys are motivated. Keep them going, and just get through it. Hopefully the client will come in in the morning and they'll go, oh wow, the results are fantastic. But a time-consuming job. Tomorrow I am back at the large survey that we are doing down in Deal, that you may have seen me at in last week's episode where we had the block mains. I've got another contractor meeting me down there to give us a hand with that crawler I needed. So that's going to wrap up now. It's about 10:15 now. We'll probably stay here for a little bit longer, and then we're out bright and early in the morning, and we will see you guys then. Good morning, team. It is now Wednesday. Time is around 10 o'clock. A little bit of a late start last night because obviously we were out late at the warehouse clean that you see us at. We are at one of our clients. We've been at this job before. We had an issue with the pump, and it was the pump was a total mess, if you remember right. I think it was a couple of episodes ago. I can't remember particularly. When we've done some further investigation work, we've taken the pump out, had a look down there. The previous company has done a bad job. But we're back over here now. We've got some parts. We've got the tanker over here. Just going to empty the pit out, and then we're going to do a replacement for the part that needs replacing. So let's jump down, get our kit on, and get in this pit and get this one over the line. Just doing that just to stop the urinals, because they're waterless, they keep flushing through. getting the engineer wet, so we'll just turn them off for a minute. So we have now only just, again, there was another part that once we actually got the pump running, because this pump hasn't been running for about a year. Once we actually got it running, we realised that the non-return valve had it. It was letting water back through once we turned it on, because the pump that is actually in this station is massive for what it needs to do. But the good news is, I spoke to the client here, we're going to be servicing all 4 pump sets that are on this particular location on a 6-monthly basis. So we're going to give them a price to do that, and then what we'll do, we'll put a brand new non-return valve in that particular station when we come to do the servicing. Unfortunately for you guys, I have been here pretty much all day. The time is about 3:30 now. We've had the tanker on site and one of the vans. I say it just turned out to be a bit of a longer slog. I have now got to go over and cover a school. I was meant to have another survey, but I'm not going to be able to get to that today. I will have to move that to tomorrow, so I'll take you guys on that with me. It's over in Canterbury, domestic survey again for a pest control company. So that wraps up Wednesday, guys. Sorry it was a little bit shorter than I planned, but these things happen when we're in business. I'll catch you in the morning. It's Thursday morning, we're going on a road trip. I've got to head down to Brighton to meet up with one of our subcontractors to look at a large ventilation install and clean. So, a bit of an adventure today. Let's jump in the car and get down to Brighton. So we have taken the, 55-60 mile journey down to sunny Brighton. A nice day out for me. The time is, what is the time? It's about, it's just gone 11 o'clock. So obviously we come down here, we're meeting the client at 12. I am going to catch up with my friend and colleague Ian Skinner first. We're just going to have a quick half-hour catch up before we go and see this customer. This job is probably the biggest ducting job we have ever been tasked with doing, and Ian is a specialist in large scale ducting. They want some fire dampeners installed, and they're going to need some access doors cut in this tower block building. I think it is quite a big building, so I say not something that we could probably manage in-house with our own skill set. So of course when you do that, you hire in or you subcontract in the best in the game. So we're doing that. We'll have a catch up with Ian. I'm probably down here most of the day. By the time I've had a catch up with Ian and go around, it's probably going to be 1 o'clock. Then I'm going to get back. I've got to have a catch up with the client, see how the guys are getting on at the warehouse clean. You may remember me and James had a bet, £100 that he would finish it by last night. I can tell you all now, he owes me £100. I'm sure Adam will put the footage in here of the bet shaking place. Adam, put me and James shaking hands here, because once again I am right, as I am 99% of the time. So yeah, we're down in Brighton. Let's have a look round, let's see if we can find this place, and let's go and find Ian Skinner. Hello guys, my microphone was off on this particular job, so I'll give you a quick overview of this job. The client has called us, the tenants and the managing agent have concerns over two issues. One is COVID-19 and that the ducting ventilation system that takes air in and out of the properties has never been cleaned since that building has been made. So that building's 60 years old. So the amount of dust and debris and dirt and whatever that builds up in ventilation systems has never been cleaned, and that air is circulating around that building. Ian took a picture, I don't know if Adam could put it on the screen, of what that ducting looks like. So that's one of the first ones. The second is following Grenfell Tower. They have no fire dampeners in the ventilation system. So if a fire spreads through that building, it's going to spread pretty quickly. So what they want us to do is a three-pronged approach. We're going to need to survey and put access hatches periodically around the ventilation system. When we've got them access hatches in, we are going to clean the ventilation system and retrofit fire dampeners. For those of you that don't know, fire dampeners are effectively a shutter that is propped up by a piece of material that burns very quickly, so that then the shutter shuts down and it holds a fire at bay. The shutter that shuts down obviously is built to withstand very hot temperatures, thus it stops a fire spreading. So a three-pronged approach. We're going to install hatches, we're going to clean the system, and we're going to install fire dampeners. So COVID-19, obviously they don't want to be sharing dirty air with each other, which is understandable, and then we've got that fire risk. So that is what we're going to do. We will need to do a paid survey, which we will give a submission to the client, and if they approve that, then we'll be able to give them an accurate costing and get what will be a long project booked in the diary, but an exciting one, and one we'll of course do a standalone video for. We have just finished our site walk round. Big thank you to Ian Skinner. Come down. Now, that's a big chunk of work. So we met the building manager down there. They are effectively worried that this building was built 60 plus years ago. The air ventilation system has never been cleaned, and it also doesn't have preventative measures for any fires, which is obviously, since the Grenfell Tower is a big thing on residents' residents' minds, to make sure their buildings are safe when it comes to fire. And also that ventilation's never been cleaned. Now, obviously COVID has brought to light air quality as an issue. That ductwork has never, we've got some pictures, I'll get Adam to put it on the screen somewhere here. It's never been cleaned. Them residents are sharing that air effectively, as much as they might not want to hear that. I think they recognise it and they put some budget aside. This is a big chunk of work, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm a ducting specialist. I know the basics, but that job is, a specialist requirement. So what do we do as business owners when we don't have the knowledge? We don't pretend to have the knowledge, or we don't fake it till we make it, especially when it comes to fire. So we get the best in the business, and that's where Ian Skinner is going to come in, and we'll work collaboratively on that particular project. Nice one to have, big chunk of work, 10-figure job, tens of thousands of pounds, I would say, to retrofit that building. So we'll put some recommendations into the customer. What we'll have to do is a full site survey, which will take place sometime next week, which will be at a cost. And then we'll put some recommendations forward to the customer, and hopefully we'll get it, and we can work with Ian and the team on that one, and we'll document that journey on our social channel. So it's been a nice day down in Brighton. I have got to go back and cover a cleaning contract. It really annoys me saying that. I say hundreds of staff, and still in a situation where we're having to go out and cover it. But needs must. We're working on some options with that. But some of them are not cheap. Some of them can't find staff like us, especially if we're looking at agencies and outsourcing. We are literally trying every avenue possible to find people. Social media ads, it's on our website. We advertise it on job boards. But yeah, still difficult. So we can't be letting our clients down. We actually lost the contract yesterday. We was given notice on a contract. I asked for some feedback, and they're panicking about cost, so they've gone for someone with a cheaper option. unfortunately, in the cleaning industry, you're never going to get away that some customers will see cost as the number one issue. So, we'll take that on the chin and we'll do the best job we can in the 60 days notice we've got. And our staff there will move over to a new contractor. But that wraps up a nice day in Brighton. I've been very fortunate. The weather's been lovely. Sun's out, a little bit windy. Hopefully it's not too windy me talking over this. I've got my furry button thing on my microphone. So that wraps up Thursday, guys. I'm going to head back to HQ and cover that contract now, and I will check in with you guys in the morning. Thank God it's Friday. So, we are at Friday. Been an interesting week. Good day yesterday down in Brighton with Ian. We put the proposal to the clients for the work we need to do with the ducting in Brighton. He seemed a really receptive guy, the client, so I'm quite, I'm quite positive how that meeting went and what the outcome of that will be. We are now Friday morning. It is 8:30. Bit of an early start today because I am in the city. I try and avoid coming up here where possible because it takes such a long time to get here, especially when you need to bring materials and pieces of kit up here. But I am up here today as we have a new contract mobilising. Starts today. Client of ours that we do a few sites for. It's a venue. A hospitality venue, and we do quite a few of them in the city, to be honest. We've got a chain of restaurants, we've got some hospitality venues, bars, etc. So we've got a new one starting today, so I left Brighton early. Contract starts at 9. These places don't tend to open till the afternoon or early evening, so we sort of clean around early morning. This one's actually going to be around 11 a.m. Every day for 3 hours. So I brought the kit up here, meeting the cleaner up here just to make sure they're comfortable with what's going on. So yeah, the contract mobilisation, a small contract to be honest, but nonetheless important. Yesterday was a bit of a funny day. I had a good day with Ian, as I mentioned at the start. Seemed to have a barrage of negative messages on social media yesterday, on negative comments. Guys, if people are putting themselves out on social media, you can always find the negative in anything. I'm trying to bring the industry to the forefront, put it in front of a new audience, and you're always going to get people that want to have a negative comment. I look forward to seeing your guys' content. That's all I'm going to say. We can always find the negative in everything, guys. But the bottom line is we're desperate for new talent in the industry, and doing things the way we've done for the past 40 years. Or the way that you've done things in 1970, it's just not going to cut it anymore. People don't consume content like they used to. They do it via social. So I'm trying to just highlight the industry and put it in the forefront of a new generation that are going to come through when these people are retired in the next 5 years or whatever it may be. Always look for the positive, guys. Don't be that guy that sort of, out of a whole company, you put a piece of content out, feedback is positive, and then you've got that one guy who wants to pick up the smallest bit of detail just to have a negative or have a dig. Just don't be that guy. It's the negative side of social. But hey, we stay positive and we keep on moving. So let's gonna unload this kit, get it inside, and see what this venue is about. Sorry to bother you, mate.
Yes.
Where we've got all our stuff.
Yes.
Where's
Oh,
best
yes.
to leave it?
She mentioned, yeah.
Yeah. So just down here somewhere, yeah.
Down here, leave them here in the corner.
Yeah.
And then she'll be able to lock them up in there.
Perfect. Right. I'll show him. Perfect.
And, Yeah, I
Yeah.
think she'll make a bit of plan. She'll leave them out the night before that.
Okay, that'd be lovely.
I
Yeah.
think that'd be handy.
Perfect. Thank you. Right, just you got my number now. Give me yeah, my Chris. Yep. And just give me a text later, just to let you know it's all okay. All right, mate. Good evening, the Angel. We have taken the time to show Richard round. He's going to get on with the cleaning of this particular place. It's going to need some extra hours because I don't think someone's been here for a while. They've been without a cleaning cover, so they say this is a new contract to us. So Richard's going to spend a little bit more time here this week. It's quite nice being on stage, a bit of a performer. That's going to wrap up here. I'm going to head back down to HQ now, where we've got a few bits and pieces to do. So let's jump back in the car and get down to HQ. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just going, mate. I was just dropping some chemicals off to him. Yeah. Thanks, mate. Sorry. As I was just dropping some stuff off to him. Thanks, mate. Whew. That was close, boy. Nearly got a parking ticket, but luckily, see, as I said in my first intro, just be positive. It'll come back round to you, a bit of karma, and point out the negative and everything. Thank you very much to the parking warden that just didn't give me a ticket. So Richard's all set. As I said on my appearance on stage, I'm going to head back down to sunny Kent now. Probably take me about 3 hours to get back there, but there you go. That's the joys of working in the city. Not much else on this afternoon, to be honest. So I'm probably going to wrap up Friday here, guys. Friday is not over just yet. I am on the way back from London, and I forgot that I needed to give you guys an update on how that warehouse project clean went that we started early part of the week, Tuesday night. As we know, the guy's overrun, and yes, as I mentioned yesterday, James now owes me £100, even though I will probably never see it. Guys needed an extra night. We put some extra labour in there last night. There were 5 guys there last night, and they have got it over the line. Catlin, one of our long-term technicians, sent me some photos yesterday, early hours this morning. So I'll get Adam to chuck them on the screen somewhere around me. A good result, to be honest. The client, who was a very reasonable guy, we had to delay that project from August because we were just too busy. We just didn't have the resource. And he was okay, he's accepted that, so we delayed it a month or 2. But he's happy with the results, and I think, as I say, Adam will chuck them on the screen for you guys to look at. And we've got a standalone video for you guys with that one, a clean sweep episode, so make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled for that. It will already be out by the time this episode airs, as we are a couple of weeks behind with our We Are JCD episodes. So yeah, good result, pleased with that one. Although it overrun a day, that's fine. We sort of factor the chances of that in, because 9 times out of 10 that does happen. So not the end of the world, and the boys done a really good job. So well done to Team JCD for delivering that one. So I am heading back home now. I have got a couple of drainage jobs to do, and then unfortunately I am popping back out to one of our schools that I have been at the majority of this week, as we have some vacancies there, and I have sickness on top of that. So that wraps up this week for definite now. I will catch you guys Monday, bright and early. We are back at a large drainage survey that we've got to do. We're meeting one of our colleagues, Ben from Blue House Drainage, over there. So have a good weekend, team. That checks out Friday. Thank you for tuning in for this week, and I will see you on next week's episode.